This pattern would last for years. Fighting, not speaking, leaving, more fighting, avoiding, and so on. One contradictory lesson I took away from this experience was that when you get into a conflict with someone, you can simply say, "I'm sorry," and everything is made better. But nothing about my experience in my relationship with Casey was ever better. I eventually realized that apologies were like Band-Aids, simply covering up the wound. They got people off my case for a while and allowed me to move on to a certain degree, but even though I kept apologizing, the conflicts never felt resolved. The wound still festered. Like you, I have witnessed and experienced countless relationship situations go awry and never get resolved. I saw this at home, at school, during sports, and eventually at every job I had, not to mention my own relationship failures that kept me stuck and depressed for years. As a kid, I continually felt disappointed in grown-ups because they didn't seem to know how to work things out. And these were grown-ups who supposedly cared about each other. After feeling rejected, bullied, and lonely in middle school, I realized, in a much more profound way, how important relationships were. Fitting in and being liked became the only thing I really cared about. Belonging is a central need in the human experience. Relationships are everything. The Harvard study of adult development confirmed that good relationships are the cornerstone of a well-lived life. The tapestry of our lives is woven by everyone we come into contact with the most important relationships taking up the most space, color, and meaning. Think about the most meaningful experiences in your life, both good and bad. They were likely shaped by other people, friends, family members, lovers, partners, and even coworkers. Other people provide us with the most joy and the most pain in our lives. Good human relationships are crucial for longevity and good health, and yet, more often than we realize, our unresolved conflicts gnaw at us, leading to ailments that keep us exhausted, stressed, and sick. Without good people near us, loving us, cheering us on, we feel alone. And it's said that loneliness is more lethal than obesity or smoking 15 cigarettes per day. Why conflict is important. If good relationships are so important, why do we struggle when things get hard in those relationships? Conflict in our closest relationships is scary because so much is at stake. If the disagreement or conflict doesn't go well, not only do we feel judged, hurt, and criticized, we could lose our marriage, our family, or our job, all of which are connected to our security and our survival. And we'll do just about anything to not lose those relationships, including avoiding conflict, betraying ourselves, and being dishonest. Ironically, these adaptations create even more conflict. This deep-seated fear of rejection and abandonment runs our lives, and it won't change unless we learn how to embrace conflict and work through it. I've had years of study and training as a psychotherapist and direct hands-on experience with thousands of people as a relationship coach over the past 2 decades, and I see over and over again that the crux of good, strong, long-lasting relationships is not the absence of conflict, but the ability and willingness to work through it. No good relationship can bypass learning about conflict. Conflict is the key to any relationship progressing from bad to good and good to great. And of course, conflict can also be the thing that tears relationships apart. If you don't work through adversity with other people, your relationships will never reach their potential, and you'll never know the magic of what a strong friendship or partnership is like. You'll stay stuck in superficial or failed relationships where you don't feel emotionally safe or seen. You'll rob yourself of fulfillment and personal empowerment, and you might just blame all of that on others for the rest of your life. The crux of good, strong, long-lasting relationships is the ability and willingness to work through conflict. It's a fantasy that a good relationship is free from conflict. This cannot be further from the truth. As you will soon learn, great relationships are built over time through the ability and willingness to work through what I call the conflict repair cycle. Changing your mindset about conflict is the key to having satisfying relationships. My journey. When I finally found a group of friends that accepted me in high school, I felt like I had a home, yet every girl that I liked didn't like me back. For years, I faced rejection after rejection. After my awkward high school years and freshman year of college, I finally figured out a way to get girls to like me, thanks to a lame strategy taught by my best friend. My best friend was good with girls, and I felt very insecure, so I asked him, "Dude, how do I get girls to like me?" And he said, "It's easy. Act like you don't care." I tried it, and it worked. Isn't that interesting that women were drawn to me when I was dismissive of them? That should be very concerning. Then I had no trouble attracting women, yet I kept them all at an arm's length and avoided anything that resembled conflict. When things became remotely conflictual, I'd fire whoever I was dating and move on to the next woman. Rinse and repeat for 10 years. Had I been paying attention, I would have seen that each of my intimate relationships held an invitation for deeper intimacy.